Well, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually a real dope rapper. So you've got your parts cut out. You've got your speaker positioned exactly how you want it. You've got your two-part foam laid. You've got it shaped to perfection. You covered it in fiberglass, sanded, ready to go. We're going to show you what the next step is today. So you want to start out by cutting out a piece of vinyl that you're going to wrap your part in. You want to cut it out a little bigger than the part, but not too big. You don't want 2 feet of excess hanging off. It can get difficult to manage pretty quick, but you definitely want enough extra that you can kind of do some broad pulls on it. And you'll see as I'm doing these inset edges, like where the speaker goes, I have kind of some random tools that I use for that. I mean, you can use anything that's laying around, really. I have a plastic pry tool that I ground a corner onto that I like to use, just stuff like that. I mean, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, you can probably use a butter knife. The next thing is make sure you're using the right kind of glue. We use Weldwood Landau Top Adhesive, which is a contact cement, and you want to make sure that you let it dwell long enough after spraying it on your part and onto the vinyl. If you try and wrap it too early, you're going to have a bad time. The absolute biggest, most important piece of advice that I will give you is build the part realizing that you're going to have to wrap it, which means don't build something you can't wrap. It's pretty easy to make that mistake. I've done it before. On this particular kick panel, I thought I might have been doing that. I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to work out just because of that skinny top vertical piece that runs up the A-pillar, kind of acts as a trim to go over the pinch weld on the door. So I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. It ended up working out great, so no issues there. As I'm wrapping this, you might notice that little hole in the kick panel right behind the speaker opening. That's actually just for the mounting screw. I wanted to keep the mounting pretty similar to the way the factory part was, just so that if the car gets worked on, somebody's taking it apart. On these old Impalas, that's pretty much how the kick panels were always mounted. One thing you might notice throughout this process, I'm not using very much heat. If you're having to use a bunch of heat, that's a pretty good indicator that it's probably going to lift at some point. You shouldn't have to get your vinyl blazing hot to get it to lay down and do what you want it to do. And what can also happen, if you use too much heat and you're really pulling on it, you can actually pull the grain out of the vinyl. So it'll just kind of end up looking smooth, which will end up kind of looking weird. It's okay to use a little bit of heat just to keep the vinyl pliable, you know, especially if it's cold, it'll help a little bit, but you definitely don't want to use too much. So there it is, all wrapped up, ready to go in the car and get a speaker mounted in it. If you'd like to see the way we do speaker installs, we actually have a video that was uploaded a couple weeks ago of the Range Rover, just how to do your foam and your speaker terminals and everything. Feel free to check that out.